The 2023 scene is overwhelmed by the bulky figure of Erling Haaland, street-running speed of Kylian Mbappe, and the specialized wizardry of Kevin De Bruyne, Harry Kane, Luka Modric, and that's only the tip of the iceberg. Yet who are they pursuing down at the extremely top table? You will very likely can't help contradicting our determinations. Yet is there even a right response to the inquiry, who is the best ever? 10. Andres Iniesta. A few players were basically brought into the world at some unacceptable chance to overwhelm world football, and a portion of those totally maximized their professions notwithstanding. In a world without Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, Iniesta would have scooped everything. The reality he didn't guarantee something like one Ballon d'Or in his mythical vocation is a misfortune. Iniesta's effect in each group he has played in ought to never must be shielded. No one, ostensibly not even Messi himself, could make things happen in a game like Iniesta. He might have been supported by Xavi close by him, with a true blue Argentinian wizard in front of him to go for the gold. Contact, resourcefulness, imagination, and vision were basically unrivaled. The Spanish megastar. R9 is one of the all-time top centre-forwards in football history, without doubt. In an era of wide forwards and false nines, it's easy to forget the impact of a world-beating, complete number 9. Ronaldo was the face of a generation, the ultimate all-rounder, a player who transcended sport and became synonymous with greatness. The Brazilian superstar had pace and power in perfect balance like none other before or since. He simply had everything. Physical dominance, technical ability in bucket loads, and a predatory instinct to know when to time his devastating runs where he needed to be at all times. There are few more intense, downright scary, sights in football for a defender than the sight of R9 approaching at full throttle with the ball at his feet. O fenomeno. A. Alfredo Di Stefano. Di Stefano is generally viewed as the best player in genuine Madrid's renowned history. That is a stunning case, taking into account the various brilliant ages the club has delighted in, the Galacticos that have stepped across the limit of the Bernabeu and cut their names into local people's hearts. The striker was brought into the world in Argentina and, surprisingly, addressed them on 6 events prior to changing devotions to Colombia, before at long last choosing Spain, where he played amazingly barely any global games, only 31 covers with 23 objectives to his name. Di Stefano was, as Ronaldo Nazario, a total striker, balanced with huge strength, speed and perseverance as well as specialized capacity a long ways past his time during the 1940s and 50s. He pummeled home an incredible 308 objectives in 396 games for Madrid across a striking 11-year time frame following 10 years of torturing groups in his local South America. 7. Franz Beckenbauer. It's staggeringly challenging to look at players in every aspect of the field with each other, yet Beckenbauer's quality and flexibility to play in an entire scope of positions makes him a simple choice for the rundown. The German began life as a midfielder prior to dropping into the core of the safeguard for Bayern Munich, where he really designed the cutting-edge sweeper job. During a time of straightforward shielding and highway 1, beefy focus backs, 5 feet 11 inches, Beckenbauer was a disclosure with the ball at his feet. His solace ready was unmatched among protectors, to the point he would really turn into a container-to-box midfielder from the middle-back position. The man actually ran hour-and-a-half bleep tests with the ball stuck to his feet and was compensated with a shocking 98 objectives in his 754-game vocation, incorporating 75 of every 584 for Bayern Munich. 6. Johan Cruyff. Another progressive figure, Cruyff successfully lit the touch paper on tiki-taka football right around 40 years before Energy Guardiola's Barcelona, and the Spanish public group vanquished the world with it between 2008-2014. Cruyff was a guide of the idea of complete football with Ajax, where he began his vocation and scored 257 objectives in 329 games. The Dutchman straightforwardly conceded, long in the wake of resigning, that he felt numerous different players were all the more actually gifted, more grounded, fitter, all the more impressive, however, that his prosperity as an individual reduced to nailing his strategic plans. He was a firm devotee to winning football matches as well as winning them in the right manner. His win with style reasoning may not be for everybody, except for Cruyff. It was everything, such a great deal. The cutting-edge game finds its starting points in Johan Cruyff, a visionary footballer with on-field knowledge like no other. 5. Zidane. On the off chance that Ronaldo was a definitive complete striker, Zidane goes down as a definitive complete midfielder. The Frenchman bragged a stunning level specialized capacity with all the polish and elegance you wouldn't anticipate from a 6'1" force to be reckoned with. His touch, as fragile as the grass he stepped across, was powerful. Zidane will go down as one of the best dribblers ever, yet his insight ready added even more danger to his assaults. He won't reach a dead end or thoughts. He pursued clinical choices with consistency, and the ball would find a colleague or the rear of the net generally. As far as sheer accomplishments, Zidane's prize bureau is shockingly not generally so full as you would expect, but rather everything is in there no less than once. The World Cup, the Euros, La Liga, Serie A, the Bosses Association. Be that as it may, flatware isn't a definitive measurement of significance. 4. Pelé. Brazilian football is all equipped towards typifying the soul of Pelé. Anything you've at any point seen a Brazilian footballer get along admirably, it is on the grounds that Pelé has done it before them. He is apparently the best ever player on the global stage, with 77 objectives for Brazil in only 92 games with 3 World Cups to his name. Pelé's inheritance is an intriguing one. There are the people who scrunch up their faces at Pelé's records, most especially his guaranteed 1,281 objectives in 1,363 games line, when as a matter of fact a tranche of those games would display masterpieces against far more vulnerable resistance. Be that as it may, his record barring those games stays gigantic. He scored a detailed 643 objectives for Santos in 659 games across an 18-year spell prior to taking his gifts to the US with New York University to wrap up his profession. 3. Diego Maradona. Seldom is a player revered in the manner Maradona has been by fans on the two sides of the Atlantic. Argentina is flooded with recognitions for their most noteworthy child, while the roads of Naples, Italy remain flooded with Maradonaism because of their symbol, their legend, their holy person. The minute Argentine forward bragged a low place gravity and the silly specialized capacity that could see him float by players in relentless design. Maradona's power and direct ability to run made him a danger for all who considered contradicting him. This force not just struck dread into the hearts of resistance, yet it encouraged partners around him to raise their level, similar to a military general during the most intense part of the conflict. 2. Cristiano Ronaldo. To fully appreciate Ronaldo's greatness, you need to zoom out and not let his shambolic 2022 antics cloud your judgment of him. In time, once his career is all said and done, Cristiano will have more than earned his seat at the top table of all-time greats. I know I said stats aren't everything, and trophies aren't everything, but when they are largely the result of one man, the most ferocious competitor in the history of football, they become incredibly difficult to ignore. Ronaldo has lit up the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A, claiming each nation's domestic title and cup trophy. He boasts 5 Champions League titles across 2 teams and lifted the European Championship trophy with Portugal. Ronaldo's career has been a masterclass in winning. His never-say-die attitude and match-day mentality at his prime was unrivaled. 1. Lionel Messi. There's not a lot to be said that hasn't already been said about Lionel Messi, but I'm going to try. We'll get the stats out of the way first. Messi has bagged 816 goals and 357 assists in 1,034 games for club and country. That works out at 73 minutes per goal contribution. Every 73 minutes. Over 20 years worth of matches, when he doesn't feel like passing through you, the Argentine megastar will simply turn the world's greatest defenders inside out. He has pulled many of them around like rag dolls in front of their families. He leaves few prisoners. In every great chance he creates, Messi effectively gives himself a multiple-choice question about how he'd like to score in that given moment. It's not about whether he'll find the net, it's about how, the certified, undisputed greatest of all time. But I truly believe if Ronaldinho play a big part in Messi's career. He was his mentor, and this what he got to say. The way he left was very strange, said Messi.
Ronaldinho ofreciéndose para controlar ese balón en terreno de juego del Barça. Veíamos como la cruz le perseguía a Ronaldinho. El público que se quejaba de una posible falta.
Futbolistas del Barça siempre para intentar descongestionar todo el juego de ataque. Insiste Ronaldinho. A ver cómo sale. Javi González iba metiendo el pie.